Hi all! Today I'll teach you how to create this awesome animated 404 page using the Elementor Media Carousel widget. 404 error pages are an important part of your website's user experience and SEO. In order to avoid negative experiences and keep visitors on your site, they need to know why a link they press doesn't work, and the Googlebot needs to get the correct 404 status code as well. Therefore, you should design the 404 page with this in mind. Want to know how to create it? No problem. It's not as hard as it might seem. The main idea here is that we use the Media Carousel widget in a somewhat counterintuitive yet creative way. In Photoshop, we created this 404 design and produced 3 versions of it: a blue, purple, and yellow one. We sliced each version into 8 vertical parts and saved them as images. In Elementor, we divided our section into 8 columns as well. Each column received its own Media Carousel widget with 3 slide items set with a 3D cube effect. Each item received one image, blue, purple, and yellow, so that all of the vertical columns together make up the 3 versions of the 404 design. It might sound a little confusing, but don't worry. I'll show you exactly how to make it step by step. So let's dive in. First off, let's start with the design. We will use Photoshop, but you can use any image editing software. Set the document size to 2320 by 1000 pixels, and to start off with, let's place the blue version of the image. Then go to View, and under New Guide Layout, choose Columns, and set the number to 8. Set the gutter to 0. Great, now we have guides. Next, go to the Slice tool, and on the top bar, you can see the Slices from Guides button. Press it. Now the image will be sliced based on the position of the guides. Go ahead and save all 8 for web. Now all you need to do is repeat the same process for the other 2 image versions. Now that we are done in Photoshop, it's time to go over to Elementor. First off, we'll use Elementor's theme builder to create a 404 template to replace the default WordPress one. So let's create our template. Go to the dashboard and choose Elementor. Go to My Templates and press the Add New button. On the pop-up window, under Select, choose Single. Under Select Post Type, choose 404 Page. Fill the template name. Finally, press the Create Template button. We automatically are offered pre-designed pages and blocks, but we don't need them. We're going to create our own. So we'll press the X here. Now let's add a section. We need it to have 8 columns. So choose 6 columns and add the other 2 by right-clicking on a columns icon and choose Add New Column. Now we're ready to add the first Media Carousel widget. Go ahead, search for it, and drag it into the first column. First off, in the Content tab under Slides, make sure the skin is set to Carousel. It should so by default. Now let's start with the first blue version of the vertical slice. Delete all the slides besides item 1 and click it. Now set the image. The image is the first version out of 3 for the first vertical slice of the design. Now let's add the other 2. Duplicate the first item and set the second image. Do the same for the third one. Now all you need to do is set the effect to cube and set the height and width so that the image fits exactly the way you want. I set the height to 500 pixels and the width to 100%. Now let's tweak the carousel a bit. Open additional options, select hide arrow and set the pagination to none. And make sure that the image fit is set to cover. It should so by default. Great! Now, as you can see, we have a gap between the columns. And for this design, we need to go back to the section settings and under Layout, set the columns gap to no gap. Let's also add some top margin in the Advanced tab so the section will fit properly. Okay, great! Done with the first carousel. Off to the next. Copy the first carousel and paste it in the second column. All you need to do is change the images of the items to the ones from the second vertical slice. Now, do the same for the remaining columns. Let's speed it up. I think you're getting the hang of it. Okay, starting to look good. Let's check what we have so far. Cool, but what if we could make it a little bit better? Go back to each carousel and in the Content tab, go to the additional options. We will change the autoplay speed to different times so that each carousel will animate independently. Let's have a look at the 404 page now. See the delayed animation effect? Cool! One last thing. As you can see, the cube effect adds a bottom shadow to the carousel. In order to hide this, all you need to do is add a new section and under min height, set it to 100 pixels. Now, under style, give it a white background color. And in the advanced tab, unlink the margins and set the top margin to -15 pixels. Great! No more shadow. This design and animation is mobile friendly. Just make sure to adjust the slide's tablet and mobile height accordingly and you're ready to go. Well, that's it. Now you can create your own awesome animated 404 pages with the Elementor Media Carousel widget. The sky's the limit. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips and tricks. See you later.